Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan Way. I am currently at Sesquicentennial Park, owned by the city of Houston, managed by Buffalo Bayou Partnership. And I've noticed something. It's currently April 22nd, 25. But since last year, when I started using the park around October 2024, I noticed there was no restrooms in Sesquicentennial Park. And so basically, the Texas Health and Safety Code 341.068 specifies that where the public congregates, facilities shall be equipped with sufficient restrooms. And so this is a public park. It's owned by the city of Houston. You would assume that they would be on top of any code coming from the state of Texas. And again, this is a Texas Health and Safety Code. And so this is the public. People come here, and so that's a congregation. Therefore, there should be a permanent restroom at the time of construction. And I don't know why nobody thought about that for some reason. I'm in the city of Houston. This is one of the biggest parks. This is downtown. And so it seems malicious in the context of common sense. Literally. It doesn't seem like it's just a coincidence and like, oh, you didn't bring it to the attention, because there's a whole lot of other stuff happening right now. But let me just stay on topic. According to that Texas Health and Safety Code, there should be at least a temporary restroom, such as a porta potty. And so Tranquility Park, directly next to City Hall, has one restroom, and it's a temporary porta potty that they don't really service. And it's almost like they're trying to interconnect parks which are separated, like Tranquility Park, Market Square Park, Sesquicentennial Park, to utilize one restroom, and it's always locked, and it's nasty. They're not keeping up with it. And so the first thing that makes it malicious is, well, if you're going to make the Texas Health and Safety Code and suggest that you should have a public restroom in the park, it would be common sense to build it during construction. And so like miles and miles and miles of Sesquicentennial Park, you walk along the trails, there is no permanent restroom anywhere. There's no maintenance. They don't maintenance anything. And so there's just no restroom. So hypothetically speaking, imagine coming down for a run. Imagine coming down for a picnic in downtown, one of the biggest parks. This is the fourth largest city in America. And there's just no permanent restroom. Like literally. And then there's not even a temporary restroom. Like there's a problem. And so what I'm saying is, put a restroom here. It's literally illegal for you to not have one. Literally. Not just that. There is one water fountain. Let me see if I can make it over here. I got my drink over here. Again, I'm at Sesquicentennial Park, managed by the city of Houston, with their directors and the city council, co-managed actually, what they call the Buffalo Bayou Partnership. And they just manage all these parks. And so for some reason, the one downtown, like the biggest one downtown, they don't want people around. They don't want a certain classification of people around. It's actually profiling. I'll get to everything pretty soon. But again, it's currently April 22nd, 2025. And I've been using the park since last year, around October 2024. And there's this one water fountain that just does not work. This is the Wortham Theater. This is the skyline for the city of Houston. I am downtown. Again, allow me to reiterate. This is the fourth largest city. Like, I don't know if you can see the contrast, but the water is so dirty. Like the landscaping is just dirty. Like they are not on top of it. The maintenance is just dirty. Like literally, there's discoloration everywhere, underneath the bridges, everywhere. It's just trash and feces. There is literally feces everywhere. And so common sense would imply maybe you should put a temporary restroom so that you can ameliorate the issue and not have feces anywhere. Literally. And so now somebody has to clean up feces because you failed to follow the state of Texas Health and Safety Code 300. Actually, yes, please. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. That's what happens when you do good things. Anyways, so I'm heading towards this water fountain that's been broken for literally months. From my perspective, it's probably been broken for way longer than that, to be honest with you, but consecutively, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and here we are about to enter May, and like the water fountain itself doesn't even have pressure, it's not pressurized. And so what I'm really saying is, if you consolidate all of the topics I just spoke on, it would present itself as a malicious attempt to prevent people from utilizing the park as it's intended. Like, you can't just come to the park, work out, drink some water, and then use the restroom. You have to literally go somewhere else in order to drink water, and you literally have to go somewhere else to use the restroom. In addition to having one water fountain that doesn't work, you don't even have restrooms. And so I don't see why you would have just one water fountain. You should have multiple water fountains, to be honest with you. There are literally miles and miles of trail. And so basically what they're suggesting is there's a bunch of homeless people, again, which is profiling. I'm about to make this a classification that you cannot profile on, like age or race or sex or anything, because this is ridiculous. Like, some things are just out of people's control. And so from my perspective, there's no way you're going to have discoloration everywhere, feces everywhere, trash everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then show up to try to project prestige as though it's maintained in a prestigious outlook. Like, it's really not. Like, there's just trash everywhere, literally. And so I'm just bringing this to your attention. The first thing is, I'm not just suggesting it out the blue. According to that Texas Health and Safety Code, like, there should be a restroom in the park. And then common sense would imply that maybe you should fix the water fountain. And so it just doesn't seem like it's a coincidence, is all I'm saying. Like, it seems like they're trying to do things on purpose. What they do is, there's this law saying that you can't even lay down inside of the park. Like, you can't even lay down inside of the park for some weird reason. Every time you lay down inside of the park, the president and the director of the Parks and Recreation Department, more specifically Sesquicentennial Park, will have the security guard drive around and honk at people and just harass people all day. Literally, it's turned into harassment. In fact, the Texas Penal Code 42.07 defines harassment as a repeated attempt to annoy or embarrass an individual publicly. And so that's exactly what happens. You're sitting there laying down, minding your own business. They show up under the guise or the pretenses of, we need to wake you up and make sure that you're conscious because there's no sleeping in the park. And so there's a couple different articles in laws specifying no laying down. And so some of those laws are governed by districts. I happen to be in the theater district. And so Sesquicentennial Park, by majority, probably almost in its entirety, is in the theater district. And so none of those laws apply. So you can literally lay down inside Sesquicentennial Park if you want to, like, all day. And I've called the police on multiple occasions on the security guard that's harassing me, and they literally have told me, like, you're not doing anything wrong. And so the park, the management from the park, and the city itself, the governing bodies that own the park, even though it's public, are basically indirectly attempting to circumnavigate the problem of homelessness by just pushing people out the way so that it doesn't appear as though, like, there's homelessness going on. And so they try and kick people out the park and make them sit up, all kinds of weird stuff. And then the funny thing is, it's not even prestige. Like, it's not, like, you don't have a restroom. There's literally feces as soon as you go up the stairs. Every corner you turn, there's feces.